And we're back. Beyond the Surface Radio. This is segment 2. We are so sorry that the 9 to, well, really 8 to 8:30 segment, we had technical difficulties. Our mic went out, and so we know for sure that the 8:30 to 9 segment is pretty good, but we still wanted to continue with the venue to give you some of the sections that we didn't have a chance to cover or that got lost. So just to kind of break it up, I'm going to start with a poem for this second segment. And what's really important about this poem is it reflects sort of, in fact, I titled it The Disclaimer. It encompasses everything I had to express to men as I went out dating, to sort of come to the table, all my cards out, to let them know, like, this is what this is going to be, this was it, what it isn't going to be, because I really believe in dating. I don't believe authentically in a lot of, rushing it, or like one of my former students told me, it is what it is, and being a busser or a stain or a dip, just a lot of those terms just really threw me off. So this poem is called The Disclaimer. My name is Wanda. Not boo, not bae, not sweetie, not shorty. While it's common to refer to people by a nickname, the only suitable one you can call me is Juan. If you can't call me that, don't call. Let's keep this uncomplicated. Given the fact that I'm willing to explain this means that I feel more than basic attraction towards you. In other words, we have chemistry, pure magnetic energy. Therefore, as sure as I am a woman, we will be having sex. Now, I can't say when, but we will be having it. So you don't have to come up with a bunch of lame compliments or pull from your bag of trickery to figure out how to get me in bed. And you most certainly don't have to call yourself loosening me up by offering me Grey Goose or Moscato. 1, I don't need to be drunk to have sex. 2, I'm not going to let you get me drunk to have sex. 3, and most importantly, those aren't my drinks anyway. For the record, besides listening to his music, I don't mess with the Bob Marley either. I just met you. This means, in essence, that I don't know you from a can of paint. I hate to tell you this, but some time must be invested in developing our relationship. Let me define relationship for you. A relationship is a significant connection between two people, especially with regard to the way they behave toward and feel about one another. Done right, it builds a bond and breeds respect. I hope that this doesn't come as a shock, but you'll have to date me. I don't mean weeding wide in the lakefront either. I mean we'll actually have to go out and do some fun activities together. It helps to build memories and develop trust. I'm independent. This means that I'm a working adult with my own bank account, car, and home. In other words, I don't need you. I just want you at this point. So, should we go out, we can go Dutch, or we can take turns treating one another. Don't worry about buying me things. Unless you are a natural giver, you can give without having any grand expectations, because I have no intentions on jangling your balls because you brought me dinner. Besides, you won't get any further with me than if you came empty-handed, because I don't subscribe to the $1 million coochie theory. Should our relationship develop, you will be given mine for free, because I will want to give it to you. The operative word here is want. Now, given the times that we live in, I think that it's only fair to warn you that I don't strip or pole dance, nor do I make my ass clap. I'm not asking for anything oral because I'm not offering anything oral. While I'm not principally against that level of intimacy, I believe that it's best kept between two people invested in a committed relationship. It just helps to cut down on sexually transmitted diseases and humiliation should the connections prove short-term. We won't be sexting either, so don't even bother to ask me to send you a nude pic. You'll never get a chance to get mad at me and put my image on the internet. Besides, I'm a 44-year-old. I've birthed and breastfed 4 children. The only one that needs to see me naked is the one that's excited about me in and outside the bedroom. I believe God got it right. Stuff should come out, but nothing should go up. Therefore, my rectum is off limits. Listen, because you have a penis and it gets erect when we're together doesn't mean I owe you anything. Figure out a way to keep your Johnson in check. I suggest outer course. I know this is a lot to take in, but it's rough trying to date out here, and I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want mine wasted either. Please don't look worried. Should we make it to a sexual level, I promise the sex will be satisfying. Just to let you know, I'm into the Adam and Eve. I figure whatever they was doing in the Garden of Eden was fun enough to populate the earth, so it must be good. When I'm ready to get frisky, we'll upgrade to Little House on the Prairie out back. Allow your imagination to figure that one out. Although I like a man that knows how to beat the stuffing up, and I appreciate a little Cirque du Soleil and sexual Pilates, no woman wants that all the time. Can I ask a simple favor while we're considering dating? Can you listen to some Teddy Pendergrass lyrics? I just want you to get an idea of what turns me on. That way, if I'm too much for you, you can spin wheels and catch up with what you like.
Beautiful. Beautiful. One of the things about the disclaimer is it identified you that I can't pole that. I ain't say you can't pole dance, but on a first date, second date, or you just want to get to know someone and have some memories, if the relationship going to build a bond, as I will always say, I'm not nobody's girlfriend because I'm too old to be a girl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not nobody's old lady because I'm too young to be somebody's old lady. But I am a wife. And that's what you're putting out there. This is me. But I'm not crossing certain lines.
Yeah, so it's really about boundaries and about respect. And that the greatest relationships, even when there's sexual chemistry, even when people are excited and the body is responding and the mind is responding, that if really you want a real relationship, then you cannot start it off in the sex game. That we take especially women, we take a huge gamble starting it in the sex game, especially considering that most men will lock you into that position. That, that was part of what I discovered when I was doing, running these questions through these men, is that, yes, they'll enjoy you. They'll come and see you and request these things. But in the back of their mind, you really are what they locked you into at the beginning. Very few men are broad enough in their thinking. And some of it's cultured. Like the world is culturing our boys to put women in camps and not allow them to have been frisky or coming of age or grow out of something, but rather to express yourself sexually almost becomes a penalty. Mm-hmm. Where you end up debating with a guy saying like, look, the reason I did all that on the first date was I was just feeling you, I was liking you, I went with the flow. But he, you got on the pole trying to be frisky, and he thought to himself, man, I got my own pole dance.
I got free.
Yeah, and then you're trying to go to the theater. You want to get trips to go on a ski trip. You want to be taken out to dinner, and he's like, no, I like you for pole dancing. Yeah, and so and you kind of feel bad that you locked in that position. And what I'm saying is, look, people traditionally, especially black couples, have been having great experiences, great times with one another before there ever was strip clubs, before Absolutely. There ever was pole dancing. When I think about growing up in the 70s, we didn't even have a pole. The only pole you talked about was the street pole. It was a pole for the street. They didn't even exist. And mm-hmm. men and women were getting along fine, loving on each other and excited by each other. And now all of a sudden, that has become a criteria that you have to prove that you some freak. And what I'm saying is you may have that in you, but that's best kept in a committed relationship. Absolutely. Where what's happening rather than being a freak is that you've decided in love that you're allowing yourself to explore to that level, that this partner, you're exchanging love, and that your love shapes itself, and you're willing to do that as part of love, but not as part of Barnum and Bailey or Soul Circus.
I can understand that, because one of the things is, like you said, I was born in the 70s too, and I like a lot of old soft songs. Mm-hmm. The Gladys Knight, the Aretha Franklin, Patti LaBelle, and it goes on. Temptation, the old song. I ain't with the rap. because it ain't speaking about no love.
Well, some rap is, because I'm gonna correct you now, because I was gonna run off with Heavy D.
Oh, okay. Then you go.
Okay,
you married now. You
and I still can't stand LL because he went head up with Cool Mo D and won. But at the end of the day, Cool Mo D had far more consciousness. I'm definitely down with Common, Mos Def. I mean, there are some conscious rappers out there, but I feel you. What happened honestly was that whole X-rated underground rap thing got promoted. White America decided they could make a lot of money off of it and ruin a lot of thinking. At the same time they accepted that underground rap, then the other thing was they changed the rules for the airways. Because when we was listening to the radio as a kid, it was just certain things you couldn't say, you couldn't hear on the radios. You know, I still remember as a kid, my parents' discussion, Chuck Berry, who made the song My Ding-a-Ling. And he was talking about a bell, but he also, the word, you know, that word ding-a-ling is suggestive. Mm-hmm. And he got in a lot of trouble for that. So now they don't say ding-a-ling. They gonna call it what it is. They got, you know, I'm like, wow, Chuck Berry is still living, the old man. I know he must shake his fist and say, well, hot damn, I got in a lot of trouble and all I said was ding-a-ling.
I'm talking about bell.
Look, Chuck Berry was nasty. He was talking about the ding-a-ling too.
And just as we talk about this, I think that as us human, especially black culture, lost our essence of the real true love, and because of we've been scarred, hurt, or whatever it is, and we take that and we say, well, I'm not going to get in a relationship. I'm just going to run through people's lives and ruin them, or just hit this, hit that, without no conscience, no morals, no respect for self.
Well, yeah, there's some embracing of that. What I'm hoping with our radio station, though, is that I honestly believe, and that was something with that all-male focus group, mm-hmm. that there really is a counterculture out there, that there are tons of black men who are very grounded, meaning that they are conscious. They do have a moral compass. I'm not talking about perfection, because, you know, the only one perfect is God. What I'm talking about is someone that says, I have a cutoff. There are things I won't do, I can't do, because, you know, this would not only ruin myself, it would ruin my family, it would ruin my community, it would ruin my culture. So absolutely. I know that there are tons of people out there now. The voices don't get airtime. Mm-hmm. Which is part of the reason why you and I are sitting here. Mm-hmm. You know, right? Okay, I'll give you an example. Right now, the big push is reality TV. I've never seen in my life this many black people get contracts to be on TV. Mm-hmm. I just ain't seen it. Nat King Cole was the first person who broke us into the airwaves, mm-hmm. and they beat the dog breaks off of him. They took away the advertisers, pulled away advertising, because the white women were responding to his charm and his charisma, his what we would call now swagger. But yeah, I mean he took a pretty bad hit for that. Same with Sammy Davis Jr., you know, highly talented man. Satchmo. I mean, I can go back through just black history. When we first came out with LPs, the whole doo-wop groups, they wouldn't even put a black artist's face on the album. Right. So, but now here you have a whole onslaught where media just loves the black experience. You have a white girl with basically a child's booty twerking, doing something that's authentically an African dance. Absolutely. That is expressive and cultural, and making it into almost a pedophile's, you know, dream. You on here, you half naked, you got a finger that keeps going towards somebody's crotch, and you got teddy bears. You're dancing mm-hmm. with teddy bears. Okay, but mixing that with an Afrocentric dance that never was originally intended that way. You got these black women, they have weaves, they done brought butt, they got perfect stomachs, breasts, great makeup, beautiful girls. They're arguing, they're fighting, they're angry. You don't see the women walking children to school. You don't see them taking care of their parents. You don't see them being sort of affectionate to their partner, meaning I wash his clothes, I cook for him, and I feel good about doing that. Mm-hmm. You don't see them visiting hospitals. But they're walking and arguing with each other and debating over one man who clearly is kicked back having fun playing with both of them. But these are things that are being pushed. So as much as the moral compass is low, it also is low by design. Mm-hmm. That's by design. That's not